Hello, hello, and happy Wednesday. The sun is getting up earlier, the days are getting longer. I love spring. So, on that happy note, let's get into a little bit of an aggravated podcast. Just kidding. So, my plan for this week was to originally talk about what the heck macros are, right? To make it completely educational about what a protein, carb, fat is. But something happened this week that made me realize that I think something else was more important to share. Right? Everyone has Google. And if someone was really curious on what a protein was, they could look it up. If someone really wants to know what a fat was, they could look it up. And not saying that education is not important for me, because you guys know I love education. I love learning, and I do want this podcast to be filled with education. But I think relationships, mindset, communication is something that I can give you guys that Google cannot. So we're going to change plans today. Last week, something came up, and it's been coming up forever, but I guess like my pot finally boiled with it. So I left my clients a voice note on our group chat regarding the topic that I'm about to talk about. And I think that that 2-minute voicemail or voice note can be explained in this podcast for everybody. And I think and I hope you guys will benefit from it. Now, this podcast is going to be short. Maybe it'll be, a 15-minute ride to work, but I hope it sticks, and maybe even listen to it twice, 3 times, who knows, or whenever you're feeling kind of defeated, because a lot of us are making the first step into change, but then we're right away putting up a wall. And what I mean by that is you make the initial commitment, you kind of get yourself to that point of, I'm doing this, and then you throw up a wall, and I call it the can't or won't wall, right? So right away, I get to know my clients. We have a nice introduction talk, or, a Zoom call. I hear all about their goals. We set amazing roadmaps. Um, Everyone is very, very motivated. And I leave the call high as a kite, so jacked up about their upcoming journey and their eventual results, both internal and external. And I am pumped up. And then, not for everybody, but some, all of a sudden I'll get a text that's like, well, just so you know, right, I won't do squats. I won't really do deadlifts. And I don't feel comfortable holding anything over, 20-pound deadlifts. I won't eat ground meats. I won't eat eggs. I won't eat Greek yogurt. I won't give up wine. I won't give up my Thursday happy hours and date nights on Saturday with my husband. I won't wake up early to go for a walk because I'm not a morning person. And it's this list of I can't and I won't and I can't and I won't. I actually appreciate the won'ts more, because at least you're kind of owning it and you're saying, well, I'm choosing not to. The can'ts is a whole different story, right? Like, you can't get up in the morning to go for a walk. Like, is your Prince Charming tying you to the bed before 9 o'clock and he won't release you until then? Right? Or like, I can't do squats. Well, that's not true, right? Anything with the word I can't in front of it is pretty much a fib, unless you have, a crippling disability for movements, or, a life threatening allergy. Okay. Signing up for coaching is an amazing self assessment, self realization, and it's an amazing investment in yourself. But if you're going to give me a list of the can'ts right away, I can almost promise you that you weren't ready, right? Or that I'm going to have to really fight you for results. Of course, you're going to get nervous, right? Like, recently, I hired a business coach and I was beyond nervous to pull the trigger. It's a huge investment, and it's scary. Okay. It's not something I'm used to, kind of letting my company be audited by someone else having the good ideas. This is really hard for me. But if I paid that fee and then all of a sudden I sent my business coach an email with all things I wouldn't do, he would probably laugh at me, right? Like, wait a second. So why did you pay me this? So to give me a list of things you can't do, right? And of course, like I said, there are outliers for certain things, right? If you have life threatening allergies against eggs, okay, yeah, I'm not going to make you eat eggs. If you absolutely hate them, right, where you're gagging, different story. If you have really debilitating injuries or certain things, that's also understandable. But those people are actually very far and few between. I've had a lot of injuries myself, more than most, more surgeries than any 35-year-old I pretty much know. My husband, as most of you guys know, right, 6 herniated discs in his back, broken back in high school. He's got some serious injuries as well. Guess who does squats? Guess who holds dumbbells, right? Just because you don't like something, right, taste wise, or it doesn't light up your palate like pizza or donuts, that doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't eat it, right? Of course, pizza, donuts, penny alla vodka, or, a fatty ribeye sends endorphins and dopamine running through our veins quickly, right? It's that initial happiness and lovely palate satisfaction that we get. But that doesn't mean you don't like ground chicken. That means it's just not as exciting. That doesn't mean you don't like, you know, shrimp. It's just not as exciting. And guess what? You're an adult. Life sometimes is not as exciting. And if you want to be 290 pounds for your rest of your life, which will probably be shortened, then go ahead and stick with the highly palatable, pretty shitty food options that you've been picking. If you want to make some changes, extend your longevity, you might have to eat a couple meals that aren't thrilling. Okay. But I can promise you that ground chicken with taco seasoning and certain vegetables and spices is absolutely delicious. Um, and the same with movements, right? Like, does a certain exercise cause you like immense pain where you are damaging whatever it is that you're working on? Or is this movement just like foreign to you? Did you maybe hurt yourself in the past doing a squat and now you've blacklisted them for life, right? Maybe you're just sore because you're new to these movements. Maybe you need to strengthen the muscles around them, right? One of the most common objections that I get is the squat because I have bad knees. I have bad knees. If I hear that one more time, I'm going to scream. You have bad knees because you're 100 pounds overweight, and every pound of, body weight puts 4 pounds of pressure on your knees. And you are unbelievably under muscled, so your quad and hamstring are doing your knees no good by holding them in place. Right, was probably that way when I blew out my knee twice. But guess what? I've learned to strengthen my quads and strengthen my hamstrings. And I'm still working on the stretching part. But you don't have bad knees unless you've been diagnosed with like a kneecap disorder, right? You don't have bad knees. You have too much body weight, or you have very weak muscles that support your knees. So that's why they kind of hurt. So there are ways that we need to strengthen these muscles to help your knees. And that's pretty much every body part, right? If you're like, oh my goodness, my back hurts so bad when I do these things. Well, it's probably because your core is a pile of mush. And your core, which is the reverse of your back, which holds it steady, right? Your whole midsection is probably weak. So your back and your spine are holding the load for whatever you are doing. So instead of creating this list of things that I absolutely won't do or shouldn't do, try and be open minded for a hot second, right? Because something about this list that you've created has not gotten you the results that you need, right? Or else you wouldn't be here, or else you wouldn't be looking for help. If this list of things that I will and will not do was amazing and worked, then you'd have that dream body. Then you would have the results that you needed. But something is off. Maybe that list is holding you back. If every single lean protein is on the I won't eat list, you might be shit out of luck, right? And sometimes I am tough love, and it I know tough love has a barrier, but it is because I care about my clients so much. And the statement of like, well, I like pizza and bagels. Well, like, do you like getting diabetes? And do you like possibly losing your feet and your toes? Like, and I know that's an extreme, but it's not that extreme. It happens a lot. It's happening more and more as the years pass, right? Obesity has risen to like the number one trending, I guess, disease in the United States. That's a problem. And it's because most people who are overweight have this list of things they will and will not do. If you are going to invest in yourself and come to us for coaching or go to anyone for coaching, throw the list of I won'ts aside, at least to start. Give that coach a chance to change your mindset or your view on certain things. Let them show you that, eggs can be hidden in recipes that you don't even necessarily taste them, right? Like my fluffy egg white oats that I eat every single day for breakfast are full of egg whites. You would never, ever taste them. Okay. Maybe your knees do hurt when you squat, but it's because your quads, you have not an ounce of a quad muscle. So let's do some leg extensions and work on squats. The stronger your quads get, the more support your knees will get. There are ways around this. You are not a lost cause. There shouldn't be a list of things that you cannot do. I always compare things to finance, right? So let's do it again. Imagine imagine hiring a financial advisor. All right, I am in $200,000 of debt. I need help or else my house is getting foreclosed on. You are in trouble, right? That pretty much reflects someone who is morbidly obese and a very sad diagnosis is on the verge of coming to them from a doctor. Imagine hiring this financial advisor because your house is going to get foreclosed and you just need help. You've tried it yourself and you can't. So you're going to spend your last dime to hire this person. You go into their office to meet them, and right away you tell them, well, I'm not going to track my expenses Friday through Sunday. I feel too restricted, right? I'm also, when I go to Target, I have unlimited, my bill is unlimited. I can get whatever I want. That's my place where I can go and spend whatever. Whatever my kids buy, I'm not going to track because, it's little stuff here and there. It's annoying, right? He would look at you like you were crazy, and I wouldn't blame him. You just invested in him and you're telling him how to do his job, right? It's like, it's how I see almost every professional, right? Like my hairstylists, so it's so weird for me to call them that because they're like a couple of my best friends. They are unbelievably talented. The color, the cuts, the extensions, they are phenomenal. And they probably do get annoyed with me because when I walk in there and they say, what do you want? I'm just like, you guys are the experts. Like, you do whatever you think is going to look good on this head of mine. And of course, like, they're not going to dye my hair red because that's crazy. And I've never been a redhead. But honestly, if they did it, it probably would look good. But I leave it to the people that I trust. And that's why you need to do some research on who you hire for a coach. It shouldn't be someone promising you quick results. It shouldn't be someone Karen on Facebook recommended. It shouldn't be this huge company that has 74 assistant coaches and you barely talk to a human being, right? Like, invest in the people that you know are going to lead you in the right direction. When I go to my hair girls, they know what's best for me. Yes, obviously I have my opinion and we talk together, but they let me know. My financial advisor, they obviously know the goals I have, but they're the ones that kind of make the choices. I came to them for a reason. I'm not going to give them barriers of what they can and cannot do and then complain that they didn't make me successful, right? Can you imagine me going to my hair girl and being like, I want to be platinum blonde, platinum, but I won't come in for color more than twice a year. I'm going to go in chlorine pools, and I'm also not going to wash my hair with color treated shampoo. They literally laugh in your face. And you probably would expect it. But for some reason, with health and fitness coaches, clients or possible clients give us this list of things they will and will not do, and then expect us to create this dream body of theirs. Sorry, Sally, like, if you're not going to eat 7 of these lean proteins, you're not going to touch a barbell or any dumbbell heavier than 20. I'm not a magician. So that's pretty much my spiel, right? And it's not a long one, but I hope this resonated with you guys. And I hope that you take it into any aspect of your life, right? Whether you go to your hair girl and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I've given you all these rules, or your financial advisor, right? Try and trust the person that you hired. Try and trust the community that you joined. But again, make sure you do your research. Make sure you're joining the right community. Make sure you're joining someone who's not going to take this list of demands and claim they can get you results, because I promise you they're lying to you, right? You have to change, right? A couple of my clients texted me after I left them this voice note, and they're like, people really give you a list of can'ts and won'ts. And I'm like, more than you would ever think. And to them, that was crazy, right? These people, this group of my clients could not believe that people gave me a list of can'ts and won'ts. Well, I'll give you one guess on what people are successful in my program, right? It's the people that don't give me the lists. It's the people that trust my education, that trust my life experiences, that trust my guidance, that make unbelievable transformations. And unfortunately, 99% of the time, it's the people that come with the list of can'ts and won'ts and all that that leave unhappy. And I'm lucky that that list is very small, because I'm very annoying and I convince you that you can, or I just won't take no for an answer. But it breaks my heart because I know these people want the change. So be open minded. Put the list in your back pocket. Give your coach a couple months before you smack it on the table, right? If you blow out your ACL doing a squat with a 10-pound dumbbell, you can call me and be like, I told you so. I'm going to assume I'm not going to get those calls, right? So put down the wall. Try and trust people. You did your homework. You hired this person. It can lead to unbelievable changes if you just let them guide you in the way they know. So that is my spiel for today. I really actually like this podcast and this message. Um, sorry, I'm honestly not done. Sorry. The last thing, this is just like a PSA to people looking for coaches or looking for change if you happen to be listening to this, right? So I just started our Spring into Wellness challenge, and we got unbelievable people in this challenge. I mean, again, I'm a very small company with a very small social media following, very small. And we got about 65 people for this challenge, 60 of them being non clients, which is so exciting for me as a business owner and just a coach. The only thing that scares me is that challenges are very distant in the sense that I give you workouts and I give you macros on day one, but then it's 3 months of you kind of doing the work. Now, for some people, this just may be the aha moment and they get it. They like my workouts. They finally dive into macros. Maybe they signed up with a friend so they have accountability, but you're not checking in with me weekly. You don't have my phone number. So on hard times, you can't text me. It is on you. If you are new to this, if you are taking your first step into your weight loss journey or to your new lifestyle, challenges are not ideal. And it's because this is where you need the support more than ever, right? You need a coach that you can reach out to on a Tuesday night and be like, shoot, I have 40 grams of protein left and 10 grams of carbs. Can you help me? Or on a Saturday night, like I'm at a wedding. How can I best handle the day to prep for this wedding? And I help you. Challenges are very much on yourself, and it leads to people quitting early or just kind of, falling off. And that also breaks my heart because you guys are the ones that I really want to help and that really need change. So if you are new and you're just peeking around the internet or Instagram or that lovely TikTok, don't sign up for a challenge. Sign up for coaching. Really invest in yourself because you need the accountability, you need the education, you need the access to a coach. If it was just a challenge that was going to all of a sudden change your life, you would have changed your life 10 years ago, right? Like, and I know that might sound harsh, but we can all look back and look at challenges we started, myself included. I can't even tell you the list of like March ab core challenge or, 12-week shred challenge that I've paid like the $40 for and then barely even opened the PDF, right? Because I didn't need that at the time. I needed someone to hold my hand, to guide me, to give me the tough love, but then to also be my cheerleader. Right. So that's just a side note. I think because people, put those walls up, they tend to navigate to challenges because maybe there's not that personal connection, but you need that. I'm telling you, the clients that I have that succeed are the ones that dive into my accessibility, my help, our relationship. All right. So have an awesome Wednesday. Um, Again, maybe listen to this twice, send it to someone else who you might know has put some walls up. It's okay, they won't get mad at you. Have a really awesome day. Please always reach out to me if this episode was helpful or even the slightest motivating. Share it. I love seeing that. It makes me so happy. Again, I have a small following, so each one of you really means a lot to me. Subscribe to the podcast, tell friends about it, and obviously, more importantly, join us. Join this community. It is unmatched. Again, the fact that we are a small group is so much better. I know my clients' names, their birthdays, their kids' names. Like, you will get such attention. There's no other option besides to succeed. So DM me, right? It's just me. I'll answer you. I don't have DMers. I don't have assistants. I don't have people that sit in my DMs. Let's chat. Ask me questions, get to know the program. I'd love to talk to every single one of you. Have a great day. Smile, take the walls down, live A minus.